Hi, y'all. My name is Amanda Fielding, and I'm going to be talking to you about technology and assessment with our students. So, Carly covered the teacher aspect of technology and assessment and gave you programs that we could use as teachers to create assessments. But I'm going to focus on the student side and show you some programs that we can get our students to use as we assign assessments to them. So, we can find technology in every area of life. So, why not our classrooms? We are teaching students who have access to technology 24/7, and they're using it as often as they can. So why not incorporate some of that same technology into our classrooms? There's a lot of research that proves teaching and assessing students with technology has large benefits. The British Education Research Journal notes that technology in a classroom helps promote collaboration among students and creates a more flexible learning environment. Both of these ideas promote 21st century skills. A blog post on www.teachthought.com echoes some of these benefits and also adds the opportunity for student choice and learning how to find relevant resources to the list. Lots of employers will tell you that these are things that they're looking for in prospective employees. They want them to be able to work together, to be flexible, how to solve problems on their own. And there's a lot of research out there that talks about how when students are given a choice and how they learn, they are more engaged or more successful. And that's key in our classroom. So technology will enable our students to foster skills they will need once they leave our classrooms. So I'm going to talk about 3 different programs today that you can use in your classroom in student assessment. So the first one is Storybird, and it's an online resource that allows students to create picture books online. It offers graphics and different writing formats. So you could use Storybird as a formative or as a summative assessment. So what is Storybird? We go here, it's going to take us to their About page. And I will say my favorite thing about Storybird is the graphics that they offer, and I'll show you those in just a minute. So this kind of just gives you a rundown of what you can do with it. So you can have your kids create or look at other books. You can connect with people around the world. There are sellers on Storybird. There's a ton of options. So I'm going to take you to the create side so that you can see some of this artwork. So I know that whenever I assign projects like this to my students, one of the first things is, do we have to draw pictures? Because I have a lot of kids who are very self-conscious of drawing. So by giving them these graphics, it kind of takes that away and it truly assesses what we're here to assess. I tell them all the time, I'm not here to grade you on your artwork. I'm here to grade you on what I'm teaching. So I like that portion of Storybird. So if you click on a picture, it'll take you to the artist, and it will show you some of the other artwork they have done. And then it gives you the option to use the art, and it asks you what kind of format you want it in. So I'm going to say picture book, and then it'll take me here, and it will tell you that you can write your story here. Again, these are the pieces from this artist, and you can drag them to change it. And again, type your story in. So really simple to use, and really engaging for kids because they're getting to look at these pictures. So definitely a fan of Storybird. So I'm going to take you to one that Carly made. And so here is her cover page. And then she chose another graphic and she wrote a little story with it. And this one was only 3 pages long, so they don't have to be long. And especially depending on what kind of kids you have, because if you teach primary kids or lower elementary, you don't want them to be long, But my favorite part of this is that you can share it. So if you click on share, it gives you all these options. So you can share through your email. You can share a link if you have a class blog, or if you are part of Google Classroom. They're Google Classroom friendly. So the thing with that is it can't be a private story. But anyways, so lots of things to play around with there. I would highly recommend Storybird. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Google Draw. And I know that the Google program system is not new, and a lot of people would say don't use it. But I found that a lot of my students don't have a lot of experience with Google Draw. Um, so it's one that I like to use in my class because it's really simple to use, and it gives them a different outlet. So again, I like the ease of use, and it's great for younger students or students who may be learning how to utilize technology. So I have two different pieces of art here. The top one was created by my daughter, who's 7. I gave her the topic, "Why do you like emojis?" And this was her response. So she drew her hearts and she drew her little smiley face. Um, and she wrote at the top, "I love the emojis because I love the hearts." So you can see that she's got, you know, into first grade, going into second grade writing, um, and she was still able to create this. And the pictures give me an idea of where she's going with it. If I didn't know what HRTS was, I could look at her pictures and go, "Oh, that must be hearts because she's got 2 of them there." But I can see that she's using a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, that she's putting a period there. So I'm still being able to do some assessments, but it's in a non-traditional way because it's through technology. So I also am on a youth trip currently, so I have access to some teenagers. And I had one. I gave him 10 minutes to draw what happened today, and this is what he came up with. So this cow in the center was actually imported, and the trees were imported from online, but then the rest of it was self-drawn. So, or using the images on Google Draw. So of course it's a little higher level here as far as skill, but it was 10 minutes. So we could actually use this as a hook. Some of my best formative assessments happen during my hook time. I could absolutely ask my kids to draw a water molecule and very quickly be able to see who knows it and who doesn't. So Google Draw allows you to draw from scratch or import pictures. And again, even pre-readers can create assessment pieces using Google Draw because you don't have to know how to read in order to put shapes on a page. So I'm a fan of Google Draw. And the last one I'm going to talk about is my favorite, and it's WeVideo. It's a recording site that allows students to record, edit, and share their ideas. They have the option to record live scenes or upload still pictures to create a video. And in my opinion, the best thing about WeVideo is the number of online tutorials you can find. So it really is the best free video software I have found. It's very user friendly. And again, if there's anything that I didn't know to begin with, I can look up a tutorial or have my kids look up a tutorial, and it walks them through step by step how to create whatever they're trying to create. I've had students create music videos. I've had them create, I'm sorry, I've had them create pieces about history. I was a social studies teacher, and a group of students created a video about the history of samurais, and they did all of that on on WeVideo. So I'm going to show you one that I found online. I don't have access to my students' work right now, so I had to go with one that's online. And this is just one that has stills, but you can see that they added text. They added still pictures, and I don't think my recording system's picking it up, but it also has an audio to it. It's just playing Kung Fu Fighting in the background. So again, I'm not going to play all of it because it's just stills and words. But again, really easy for students to use, and I have found that students are very, very, very engaged when they're using WeVideo. They love it, and I have kids come in during their lunchtime to work on WeVideo because they enjoy that segment of creating and being on camera, and they're ready to present. They love presenting their videos. So those are the things that we want to see in kids. We want to see that enthusiasm. So if you're interested in any of these, at the end of this Prezi, there is going to be, at the end of this Nearpod, there's going to be a Google Slides with all of the links to these. And I also, in that slides, included the link to their playlist of tutorials. So I hope that you are able to incorporate some of these in your classroom.